the people who know me well will agree that I have been a visibly anxious person. I was very eager or concerned to do something or for something to happen. But now, I have found a way that has helped me to bring down my anxieties. I have found a way for us to help tune our mental radios to just the right frequency and focus on what really matters. Don't you have those days when the mind keeps switching between the past and the future, the what if and the what could be? So, I'm going to tell you what I learned by shifting to the mountains from the city, how it changed me, and the things that you can try no matter where you are. In 2018, completely exasperated by my monotonous life back in city, I decided to move to the Himalayas and start a life full of passion and purpose. I co-founded a unique eco-stay in a remote village at the height of 2,700 meters with the most amazing view that we could find. I thought if I started living in the moment and created a space where everyone could come together and enjoy nature, it would be the perfect way for me to live an amazing, stress-free life and start living in the moment. The stuff of dreams, right? Well, no, not exactly. In fact, on the contrary, it made me even more anxious than what I was back in the city. I mean, look at this house that we had to renovate. I was completely out of my comfort zone, in a new place where every task felt quite literally like an uphill battle. Managing the work on site, solving problems that I had no idea about, and the expectations I had set upon myself to create something really beautiful added to my anxieties. I had thought that changing my location would change me automatically, and clearly that wasn't happening. The paradise that I had imagined in my dreams was now turning out to be my worst nightmare. What do you think went wrong? I was still the same me, just living in a more beautiful place. The change had to come from somewhere else. So, as we were renovating the house during what turned out to be the worst winter of the decade, I was staying there with one of my co-founders while we were taking care of these three cute puppies. It snowed so much that year that multiple landslides damaged the only road that led to our site. We had no power for days and the temperature would drop to -10, freezing the only water supply we had. We spent our days trying to somehow manage for water drop by drop as we waited for the storm to pass. But it was not all that bad either. It was a sort of a forced detox where we were forced to stay indoors and we were thrown back in time, unable to do any work. In such extreme moments of adversities, I finally found the peace I had come seeking. I realized that the beauty of staying in the wild was when you had no option but to surrender completely your senses in nature. And to be honest, as time passed, my brain would still find ways for me to go back to my ways of the city life. Working hours on laptop, watching countless TV series, movies, online, endless scrolling on social media, the usual stuff. But I had felt that moment of clarity and started seeking more ways to experience it. One thing that did work in my favor was that because of me being able to shift in a remote location, I cut down on a lot of distractions automatically. For example, I didn't have to drive to work every day. I couldn't go out to eat or party or go to theaters or malls. This led for me to have more time for myself, which I utilized to dissolve the boundaries between what was going inside my head and the serenity that I saw outside. I started doing yoga, meditation, and working out with a lot more interest as it felt so much more effective when I intended to connect with nature. I started going on short hikes to explore the jungles around me. I read books about mindfulness meditation and practiced what I learned in the wilderness. I tried to see the beauty from my camera lens, to capture the movement and emotion that I felt through it. I gazed upon the starry nights with a sense of wonder and awe. It took me nearly 2 years after shifting to the mountains to find the perfect mental balance and to feel more focused and clear headed. I realized that the real change had to come from the inside. But honestly, it would have been impossible if I didn't have this opportunity to completely immerse my senses in nature. It's a very simple idea. By clearing all the urban clutter, physical and mental distractions, I was able to clear the clutter inside my head. Being in the mountains just pushed me out of my comfort zone, which gave me this new perspective. And there is plenty of research to prove how healing nature can be. Scientists in UK gathered evidence from over 140 studies involving 290 million people and proved the health benefits that nature has on humans. Connecting with nature increases our intellect, as you can clearly see. It also makes you more capable of dealing with stress and anxiety. Biologically, we're built better to function with nature than with more technology. That's why an hour of walking in the park will surely help you feel much better than an hour of Instagram or Facebook could ever do. Please understand, I'm not saying for you to leave everything and move to the jungles, but there are few things that you can try no matter where you are. I'll do a small experiment. I'll play a small clip and I would want for you to imagine, what is this sound? Is it a bird or is it an insect? Well, that was actually a trick question because this was the sound of the most common squirrel found almost everywhere. Have you actually ever tried listening to the sounds of the birds and animals outside your house and try to figure out what species they are, what color they are, what kind they are? They say to find the silence and peace inside you. Try and hear through all the silence and seek the silence outside. So, if you can, immerse your senses in nature completely next time you go out and try and actually hear. Try doing walking meditation, bare feet on grass, and bring your attention to your steps every time your mind wavers. Bring nature inside your house, clear the clutter, and make space for plants that you can take care of by yourself. Grow some herbs. Take some time out in nature completely, even if it is for a weekend. Plan for an escape into the wild. You can even come to my place. We need to stop getting stuck in this endless loop of social media and news that is not even new. Do you know that you can delete your Instagram and reinstall it when you need it? I do that all the time. It's amazing how freeing that it is. I've hidden my WhatsApp deep in my apps where my eyes can't go, turned off all notifications, and I only go to these apps when I have time for them. These apps are meant to take your attention. In the times that we're living in, we have 1,000 reasons to feel a lot more anxious. But if there is one thing that I can say for sure, is that if you're looking for a peaceful mind, start by dissolving the boundaries between you, your mind, and your body and nature. I hope this helps for you to be more you, to tune your mental radios to just the right frequency, which is of this moment. Make it a point to connect with nature every day. Because after all, aren't we all born to be wild?